Welcome back to the chin, everybody. Zach with Money Pit RC. So we got a cool new product that I want to show you. These are 1.3 inch wheels from COOPRC. So these wheels are a mixture of 3D printed parts and 304 stainless steel. So I'm going to show you guys how to mount these up. I use 1 inch tires on these 1.3 inch bead locks. So I'm going to show you how to cut these tires. So it's pretty foolproof because he gives you a stencil on how to cut the tire, so it makes it pretty easy. But I'm still going to walk you guys through it just to give you a better idea. So if you do it differently, leave a comment below just so I can see how you do it. So I already have 2 of these mounted up. So the stainless steel part are the beadlock parts, then the barrel of the wheel and the hex are 3D printed, which I think they look awesome. So in the great packaging, you're going to get 4 wheels. You're going to get the supplied hardware to mount them together. You're also going to get an extra hex just in case. And then the blue part is actually the jig to cut the tire. Alright, so once you find out what tires you want to get, which I use these cheaper ones just because if you cut them, you really can't bring them back. So that's the reason I use these Enduro ones. So these are 1 inch wheels and these are 1.3 inch bead locks. So I don't use this, I just kind of judge it, but I'm pretty sure you're supposed to put them in like that and then you cut around the jig. I could be wrong, but I really don't know. But what I like to do is a lot of these have like this lip where the other bead lock attaches to. All I do is I cut around that lip. So I basically just cut off this raised section. So I'm going to show you that now. I'm going to just cut around it. I just like to get a little X-Acto knife and I find a little spot and I'll just hold up and I'll just cut all the way around. Doesn't have to be perfect because it's going to be smashed behind the beadlock ring. So basically all I did was cut off the ring part, the raised part of the tire, and you're just left with something like that. So you're going to do it to all your tires and then we'll get back. Once you get all your tires cut, you're going to dismount your wheels, which they just come with 2 screws in the front, 2 screws in the back, just for shipping purposes. So I think the coolest part about these wheels is that you can see all these little holes, which there's only 6 holes in here, but there's 12 holes here. It is because 3D printed parts, sometimes if you over tighten them, they can have a tendency to strip. So let's say you mount the bead lock here and you line it up with these holes here. Let's say this hole strips out and it won't hold. You can clock the bead lock a little bit and they can line up with the other holes. So you have many options just in case if something happens or you over tighten it. There's more options. So you're not just ruining one wheel. You can do it a couple times and you'll still be fine. I do like that. That's a really great design. And all these wheels are vented. They have really big holes, so it keeps it nice and vented so your tires don't squish. So what I do now is I just put the ring inside the tire. Make sure you get the tire nice and around. Just like to run it like this a little bit just to make sure it's nice and even. So once you get the inside good, you get the outside of the tire nice and flat, what I like to do is I'm just going to line up kind of like that, just to kind of get an idea on there and just start it. You don't want to fully tighten it down, you just want to start it, because you might have to finagle the tire a little bit and make sure it's sitting nice and flat. And then what I do is I go opposite. So the one I have over here, I'm going to put it over here. Just make sure it's lined up. Again, you just want a couple threads, just start it, just so you make sure the tire's nice and flat and make sure it's going to be clamped good. And then from here I will start them all. Just start, don't fully tighten. Once all the screws are in just a little bit, just go around again, make sure the tire is nice and flat. And then when I bring these in, I like to watch. I will watch through the spoke and see how close it's getting, just so you don't over tighten them. And make sure you go in a star pattern, because you don't want to tighten the one side without tightening the other side closer too. So before I do my final tight, I will just look through. I'll just look through here, and once the bead lock, once the metal part touches the 3D printed plastic, I'm going to stop, because you don't want to over tighten. Just like anything metal into plastic, you can strip it out very easily. So you just want to be careful. And boom, front done. Easy. You're gonna do the exact same on the back. Exactly the same. What do you guys think? These look freaking sick. So I am not a huge fan of 1.3 inch wheels. I've had a couple sets. I think it was mainly the tire. These tires aren't the best, but these wheels look absolutely sick. They match the frame rails, obviously coupe eel chassis rails with the 1.3 inch beadlocks. Man, they look good. So they went together super easy. Didn't have any issues, didn't strip any out. You just gotta be careful, because like I said, it's 3D print, but other than that, I think they look sick. Definitely gave a lot more ground clearance. Obviously, because of the 1.3s, ground clearance is good. The only thing that it might cause a problem is just my turning gonna hit the body, so might have to do a little bit of trimming, but that's fine. These look so good. I'm so happy. That's awkward. Make sure you guys leave a like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already. You know I enjoy reading through all your feedback. I'll catch you guys in the next video.